Greetings, it's me, the Reign of Horror, once again. And yeah, I believe I might have said that Star Wars was gonna be my next thoughts, but it will come out in a week or so. And in the meantime, I happened to watch another movie, as you saw, I might have seen by the title or the poster I put before. Bridge of Spies. So why did I say this movie in particular? Well, simple. It's a Spielberg movie starring Tom Hanks. I was really curious. And it's a movie about the Cold War, which I believe you can say if I'm wrong or not, but I believe Spielberg was the one in charge of Schindler's List. And that was a really good World War II movie, so I can't imagine him doing something terrible with this one. Before you ask, I haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, so I don't know if that was done better or not. But anyway, let's get to the movie. If you want to know what it's about, it's essentially this. Unless you read up on your history or something, because I believe this is based on a true story. I believe that's what was the case. It's about this. The movie is about a man by the name of James Donovan, which is Tom Hanks' character. He's tasked with first tasked with defending a man who the U.S. government considers to be a Soviet spy. They never specifically say that he is, but it's highly implied that he is. But after this, after he tries to get some things he tries to defend him to his best ability. But during this time, an American spy is captured by the Soviets. So they decide to do a trade. And that's essentially how the entire movie plays out afterward. It's about getting this trade to work between the Soviets and the Americans, trading one spy for another. That's essentially how it's gonna be. So, if you want my spoiler-free thoughts on the movie, though I might have given away a few things here and there already, I thought it was good. I thought it was really interesting, very well presented. The dialogue was very interesting to listen to. Tom Hanks does a great job. Most of the actors do great jobs, and yeah, I was really getting into the movie and really getting tense at certain points because I'm not too. I don't know much about Cold War history. So I didn't really know what the outcome was going to be. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good movie. I would recommend it. At least if you're interested in the Cold War, want to see a good Tom Hanks movie, which is pretty much. I want to ask this: has Tom Hanks ever been in a bad movie? Or I rephrase that because he has. Has he ever had a bad performance? That's what I want to ask. Has Tom Hanks ever delivered a bad performance? I have yet to see that. I've watched Tom Hanks in a lot of movies, and he's never done a bad job. That's it. But yeah, that's essentially what I would recommend. I would recommend it though. Now, if I can go into a bit more spoiler territory, there are a few things that made me that really brought my that really brought my to me to my attention. Was really brought to my attention that I'm mumbling a bit here because it's a bit hard for me to explain this. I keep seeing all these events unfold, and it son of a bitch. It's my washing machine or dryer, I don't know. It's going haywire if you can hear that. But yeah. It's more people's attitudes during this throughout this entire movie. How they mostly seem to be just taking things to the very extreme with everything. Like the US government, they have suspicion that he's a spy, and any defense that's being thrown against it is looked upon with horror, and Tom Hanks actually gets almost gets shot for doing his job, just because he happens to get the guy to be sent to prison rather than be killed. He's almost shot, and his family is threatened. And even when the police show up to provide protection, they scold him for doing that. They say, "Why are you putting your family at risk for this? He's clearly a spy, so why are you doing that?" It really shows how extreme things were back then, if this is accurate. But yeah. And it also shows how extreme things were on the other side. How they use, how the Soviets use a lot of very physical, very physical torture methods, and how the DDR or East Germany, or East Berlin, or whatever you want to call it, as their extreme thoughts as well, because they get involved in this as well because of because an American student gets trapped there by accident. This was when they were starting to build the Berlin Wall. He gets trapped there by accident, and when he tries to leave, he gets captured. And Tom Hanks, Donovan, I should probably call him by his character name, wants to get him out as well. But the problem is, it's very difficult to deal with either side, because the DDR or East whatever wants to be seen as a sovereign state, while state by trading with the United States, while the Soviets wants to get their spy back to make sure that either the secrets he might have doesn't fall into American hands, or that he might have some information that they can secure, and also to essentially keep the peace between the Soviets and the Americans, because during the Cold War they talked a lot about this huge nuclear war that they kept talking about, but nobody really wanted that to happen, because that could cause this extinction of humanity. So yeah. What I also want. Speaking of which, there's something there was something that really got to my that I noticed during the movie, was that they showed an old clip on an old commercial or a PSA on TV about this whole notion that if you that if a nuclear war should show up, if you see the flash of light, duck and cover. Yeah, that doesn't make sure that you get the radiation or who gets hit by the blast much easier. No, that will totally save you. Yeah, I know. I guess they weren't quite aware of how to handle a nuclear explosion, but that's what you get. But yeah. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to really say about the movie other than it's well done, well acted, well shot, well paced. It's 2.5 hours, which is a bit long, but the only reason I felt it was going on a bit too long was because I had to go to the bathroom at the end. And though that's more my fault for buying a drink for the movie. Overall, I would still say that it doesn't really feel too long. Maybe a little bit at the end, but there's enough intrigue in the movie that you'll be interested enough to sit through it. So it might be long, but it doesn't feel long. That's good. That's good in mind. So overall, again, I would recommend it. But I promise you guys, if you are interested at all, next movie I'm gonna be talking about will be Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I will release those thoughts on the 17th of December. For your American American viewers, the movie comes out 2 days before Star Wars comes out 2 days before you guys before you guys get it here, and we get to put it this way, we get Star Wars: The Force Awakens on the 16th. You guys get it on the 18th. I can't see it. I don't have the opportunity to see it on the premiere, but I get to see it the day after, which is still 1 day before you guys get to see it. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you for that, and I'm really hoping that movie is good.